Students, in previous class we had discussed support material removal, that is in post processing of additive manufacturing parts. We had discussed what is support material removal. So today in this session we shall discuss surface texture improvements and accuracy improvement, aesthetic improvement, uh, preparation for use as pattern, property enhancements using non-thermal and thermal techniques. So the second one is surface texture improvements. So this may be needed to for appearance or performance purposes. So the 3D component which is manufactured, we have to convert that into a product which is good appearance, which has good appearance and which is appeasing for the person who is looking at it. So there are some reasons for performance issues. So for that reasons also we need to enhance the surface texture of the component. So common surface texture include stair steps, powder adhesion, fill patterns from extrusion, and witness marks from support material removal. So stair stepping is fundamental issue in layered manufacturing, and one can choose a thin layer thickness to minimize error at the expense of build time. So powder addition is also a fundamental characteristic and can be controlled up to a certain extent by changing part orientation and thermal control technique. So we can control the powder addition method by controlling the changing part of orientation and some thermal control technique. We can do the powder addition. So the type of post processing utilized for surface texture improvements depend on desired surface finish. So whether we need matte finish or whether we need polished smooth finish, so it depends on the application, final application. So if we are interested in matte finish, then we have to conduct a simple bead blasting of the surface, removes sharp corners and stair stepping to give the required appearance. So the process is done by blasting the surface so that the sharp corners from the surface is removed. So then the surface finish obtained is matte finish. So if we are interested in smooth finish, then wet or dry sanding and hand polishing have to be done. So sometimes surface will be coated with paint prior to sanding or polishing. So sometimes they will do painting and we have to do hand polishing or dry sanding in order to get the smooth surface finish. So I hope you know what is matte finish and smooth finish. So smooth finish is when you apply light on a surface, if the surface have smooth finish, it will reflect the light, and if the surface have matte finish, then it will not reflect the light. It will simply absorb the light. So that is matte finish and smooth finish. So next, accuracy improvements. There is wide range of accuracy compatibilities in AM ranging from submicron tolerances to 1 mm. Typically, larger the build volume and faster the build speed, worse will be the accuracy of the process. So if the process is manufactured at a faster rate, the accuracy or efficiency of the product will be worst or very bad. Accuracy is also affected by errors in positioning and indexing limitations of the specific machine. So it depends on errors if there is errors in positioning and indexing. In order to achieve accuracy of machined component through additive manufacturing, a comprehensive strategy has to be adopted. So otherwise we will not get good accuracy. We need to adopt good comprehensive strategy. It involves pre-processing of STL file to compensate for inaccuracies followed by finish machining. So the process is involved by compensating the STL file. That is, we need to make any changes in STL file only. Aesthetic improvement. Next is aesthetic improvement. It is not only limited to overall surface finish. In some cases, finishing of only selected surfaces are also needed. So in some applications, they will do finishing of only selected surfaces, not the entire surface of the 3D component. Only selected surfaces are also finished in some applications. Color is another important parameter. Few additive manufacturing parts are effectively colored just by dipping into a dye of required color. So if we need color painting or color coating on the 3D model, we can do it just by dipping the 3D model inside a color liquid chamber. We will get the coating. So here figure shows SLA part manufactured by SLA process. So figure A shows the part before coating, and figure B shows the part after chrome plating. So it has chrome finish, we can easily see in the figure B. This is effectively seen in powder bed parts, as the inherent porosity in these parts leads to effective absorption. So if there are any inherent porosity in the 3D parts, so that inherent porosity or pores, it will directly absorb the paint or coating. Another aesthetic enhancement is chrome plating, with along the aesthetic strengthens the part and improves wear resistance. So chrome plating gives good surface finish and life. So it also gives wear resistance to the 3D model and aesthetic arrangements. That is, aesthetic is visual improvements. So next, preparation for use as a pattern. So parts made using additive manufacturing are integrated as patterns for investment casting, sand casting, and other pattern replication process. So the 3D components manufactured by AAM Techniques, they are also used for patterns to prepare metallic components. Pattern is creating a mold or die. So in that pattern, if we pour the molten metal, then we will get the shape of the pattern of the molten metal when the metal gets cooled. So in case of investment casting, the additive manufacturing parts will be consumed during the processing. That is, once the mold is used, so it is we cannot reuse that mold again, because it will be consumed during the manufacturing of 3D model. So once we can use, after that we cannot reuse it again. So the figure shows rings manufactured for investment casting. So in figure A and B, they have manufactured the rings through investment casting method by additive manufacturing. In figure C, you can see that the metallic rings are manufactured by using this plastic rings, which are manufactured by using additive manufacturing. So the once the metal is manufactured by using liquid molten method, we cannot again reuse, and the surface finish of the metal ring is also exactly similar to the plastic rings also. So we can see from the figure. Sand mold cores and cavities are directly created by using thermosetting binder, which binds the sand into the desired shape. That is, by using sand molds are created, and they are bound together by thermosetting binder. So thermosetting binder is nothing but it is subjected for high temperature, that is baking. We say baking. Baking is nothing but the part which is to be manufactured is subjected for high temperature for some specific time. So if we do this, we will get the sand model which is manufactured, we will get the hard model. That is, for constructing houses they will use brick. So that brick also, it is manufactured by the same method. They will subject the brick for thermosetting binder. That is, they will create the pattern and they will heat the bricks for some specific temperature. So for that temperature the brick gets heated, and we can use it for construction. So here also the molds or patterns manufactured by sand, they are subjected for thermosetting process or baking process, and we will get the hard component, and we can use it for metal casting process or manufacturing of real 3D components. So figures shows in left figure, show sand casting pattern for a cylinder head of V6 24 valve car engine. So for engine V6 cylinder 24 valve, they have manufactured sand casting of an engine. So during loose powder removal, and in figure right, it shows pattern prepared for casting alongside a finished casting. So there is one finished casting and there is one sand mold casting in the right figure you can see. So next is property enhancement using non-thermal techniques. So powder based and extrusion based process often creates porous structures which affect the strength of the part. So one of the best known process to strengthen additive manufactured parts is RP tempering process. So RP is rapid prototyping tempering process. So RP tempering is done in order to increase the strength, ductility, heat deflection and other properties by using nanocomposite reinforcements. So RP tempering they usually prepare to increase the strength, ductility and heat deflection of the 3D components, and this process is done by using nanocomposite reinforcements. So in case of photopolymer materials, a post-processing operation like curing is done in order to achieve complete polymerization and consequently strengthen the part. So if the part manufactured is photopolymer material, then it is subjected for curing process. So by subjecting for curing process, we can achieve complete polymerization and consequently strengthen the part. So that is, if we subject the part for curing, it will bind and it will become strong. So next, the property enhancement using thermal techniques. So thermal techniques is subjecting for high temperatures. So after AM processing, many parts are thermally processed to enhance their properties. In case of printing techniques for metals, the thermal process is primarily heat treatment to form desired microstructures and to relieve residual stresses. So if the printing techniques for metals, the thermal process is primarily done to relieve the microstructures and residual stresses. So this we have studied already in third semester or fourth semester material subjects. The ceramic parts are often furnace post processed to achieve density. So ceramic parts are the tiles which we use in our homes, the tiles or vitrified tiles and commode basin, etc. These are ceramic parts and they are often subjected for post processing to achieve the required density. So AM combined with thermal post processing is widely useful processing path for creating unique structures. So if we have to manufacture unique structures, then we have to go for thermal processing along with the 3D model which is manufactured by additive manufacturing method. So thank you guys.